So I'll talk about the functionality side and talk about the option side. And then when we go over here later, on Thursday, then we'll kind of switch it around.
Okay, good, yeah.
Then,
So
I'll support.
a quick showcase of the...
Yeah, your usual sort of walk around.
Okay.
Here's this, here's that.
Yeah.
Here's this, the option, there's manual, whatever it might be. We'll go from there.
So we're in the pre-stream room now.
We're in the pre-stream.
We are. Anything you guys can tell us? What's going on at Escape or anything interesting?
Oh, it's raining.
It's raining.
Raining in Chilliwack, could you believe? Yeah, I don't know what the weather's doing. It's up, it's down, but it's June.
Yes.
So everyone thinks June is the hot month. June is the summer month, but it's not. Really,
it's green
July.
outside for sure.
It's always green.
There's no forest fires, which is good.
Oh, that's very true. Yeah, that's a very good point. I like that point. Yeah, but we're really busy here. We're really busy. So ever since since COVID started, we've been pushing on the delivery side and really working to improve the delivery side of things. And now we're at 57 or so deliveries that we've done. People want deliveries.
Yeah.
So this live stream showcasing and then live stream orientation, of course, all factors into supporting that for people. How are we doing for time, H? Must be almost
3:28.
Almost there. You got any people you've been talking to recently who might be on today? Or?
We may have a couple, yeah. The last one I was talking to was looking not on a fifth wheel but on a smaller one, but either way, if you're here, welcome. That's Jessica. We could mention that we have the tow guide online.
Oh yeah,
For
especially
specifications, we have a little link for a tow guide, and that should help you understand the fifth wheel and your truck a little better and the requirements. If you can't find it, just send us an email. We'll be happy to send you the link.
yeah.
I have someone watching today too. John Carpenter. I don't know if you're watching, but said he'd tune in today.
Oh, very good. Okay, so anyone out there who got an email from me today, when you come to our website and you put your email address in, the software tools are really fancy, but it classifies you as a lead, as somebody who might be interested in purchasing a trailer from us. So what I did today was I basically went back to everyone who became a lead a couple of weeks ago, and sent an email out to everybody saying, hey, come and join us on our live stream, sort of combination showcase orientation that we're doing. And we do them every Tuesday and Thursday, same time, 3:30 till 4:30-ish. And we have somebody online to help us out, answer questions, so you can watch anonymously and just kind of watch what we're doing. Or you can sign up. Linda's on.
Linda and Dustin are on
both
today.
Linda and Dustin is on. So we got two superstars on today. So you can just watch anonymously or sign up and ask questions in the live chat area, and then between Dustin, who's in our after sales group, and Linda, who's in our configuration team, is the maybe better way of putting it. They can answer all the questions that you have on the unit, both with respect to layout options and then of course functionality and maintenance and everything. So I thought today might be a good idea to put it all together. Anyway, we should probably get going here, Harrison. I think we're at
3:30 just now. Yeah.
We're at 3:30.
So you did ask me about who I talked to. So today I had a one-on-one with Todd and Julia. If you are here, welcome. Just give you an idea, I'm just short of 6 feet, and Carl is about 3.5. And I think Todd is even a little taller. So when we go inside, they will give you a good idea of the size of that unit. Speaking of the one-on-one, what that is for those who haven't seen it, basically, and you can ask all the questions that you have.
One-on-ones, I think, are a really good way for lots of different people. So people who are thinking about a trailer, who haven't made the decision to purchase yet, and I think almost more importantly, customers who have placed their deposit and really want to have a tour through the trailer and a tour through all the options that are available to them. I think the live stream, your one-on-one orientations or these live streams are a great way to see these options and ask the questions. And sort of get that really fast feedback going rather than being an email and then a couple of hours and another email and a couple of hours and that sort of thing. So we can probably move things a little bit faster. And right this time now of the year, everybody's moving exceptionally fast. So that's kind of why we do this. And we've opened up the one-on-ones even more now. So Samuel's been taking the lead on pushing all the one-on-ones, and now we have our cameraman Harrison is also going to do one-on-ones for us and help people along on their journey. Okay, well let's get this moving. Obviously, I'm Carl Kenny. I'm the president here at Escape Trailer,
and I'm Samuel Schnebeli, and I help out in sales and business administration.
Excellent.
And I'm Harrison Kenny, and I'm the cameraman.
Okay, very good. Well, the way we're going to play this one today, because we've done this in different ways, and I tend to do a lot of talking, so we're going to leave this one to Samuel, and Samuel will do pretty much all the walk around, the features and options that we have. And what I'm going to do is then I'll kind of jump in and out with you as we've done a certain item, and I'll talk about the function of that piece of equipment and some of the important things to note on these items.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll leave it to you, Samuel.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Carl.
I'll work out with you.
So maybe first up front, Escape Trailer, you've done your research, it's a fiberglass body. Basically becomes a one-piece fiberglass unit. Very, very light units. Units that keep their value for a long time as well. And we are a direct customer or direct consumer manufacturer, which means there's no dealerships involved. We build the unit for you, and we work for you, and basically you work with us. We love your feedback, and let's get started on this unit. Okay, so we make a little way around here. Starting at the end, you see these ones are the frameless windows. Frameless windows have the advantage that if it's raining outside, the rain can drip off the window and you still get airflow in and out. And also when we go to the back of the unit, Harrison will show us. These windows can open on both sides, so individually. In comparison to the standard windows that are framed, the back one will not open. So what we do at Escape is we validate options, and we try to give you a lot of options and walk you through the pros and cons. And that's also part of the one-on-one when we explain you when a window works best for you or when an awning works best. Up top we see the rear camera. Okay, and then we make a quick round here. A little peek at the bicycles, 150 pounds, 2x2, that goes right in there.
There we go. We just lost connection for a second. We're back now though.
You're back? Okay. This one is our removable power cord. That's an option on this unit. And that's basically to prevent any little critters to go in this unit, so it's nice and easy to take off and no holes in there. And right here, that's where we store this sewage hose.
Maybe I'll do a quick couple of seconds since we're on the very functional side of the trailer. So as Samuel pointed out, this is your removable power cord. Right, so the option would be removable power cord, and it sits in very nicely. So it would simply unscrew here, and then this has a couple of tabs, and it will lock in just like that. If you do not have a removable power cord, it'll just be a cord that pulls straight out of the unit, and a little plastic thing on the inside to sort of stop the bugs and things going in. We move over here. This is our water fill. So obviously there's two water fills. Water fill on the right is for city water. This is your city water fill, so you can screw your hose connection on here. There is a one-way valve right here on this filter screen, and this one-way valve ensures that water goes in and does not come back out. Now, if you do any maintenance and you take this off and you put it in the other way, of course, as soon as you turn your water pump on, water is going to come out. So this should always be pointing outwards. It's the city water fill. And then we have our hose fill. So of course if we just have a straight up garden hose, we can put the garden hose inside and then fill the trailer up.
Yeah.
Fill the freshwater tank up from the garden hose. This here is our water heater. So the tank is inside in here. Now we rarely ever have to go here, but one thing we want to point out is that this option is a two-way tank, so it can run on electricity or run on propane. If you have it and it's running on, and you have one that's a two-way, so it runs on both, then we just need to make sure, I mean the power switch is down here to turn it on, but you need to make sure that it has water. And the way to check that your water tank has water is this little relief valve. So if we pull that relief valve, it will eject some water out of the relief valve. So you need to have water in if we're going to use the electric, because otherwise it'll burn out the element in your water heater. But it will always also run on propane for you. The electric sort of just gives you a little bit of a quicker regeneration time in the water heater.
What's the back?
Yep. Thank you, Samuel. This is our fridge vent. This is our fridge. This is the intake. Not a vent. It's the intake. So the cool air will come in through here, and then it goes out through the vent on the very top. So there's nothing to really talk about inside here from a maintenance perspective. And then on this side of Samuel, we have the vent for your furnace, and we'll talk about the furnace operation when we're inside. There's nothing to worry about there. And then Samuel, I think you're down by the, if I'll just jump out of the way here, Harrison. Samuel's down by the sewer stuff. 6 feet.
Yeah, so talking about the options, this is our standard rim, steel, and you can upgrade this to aluminum. And very, very easy to reach handles, grey water, black water, your sewage connection. And it's got a little light here on top for dumping in the evenings or early mornings. Right there. And then on top we have our window at the bathroom, frosted, so no one can look inside. Did you want to speak about the shower?
I'll talk about this as well. So the fifth wheel is a little special, as much as it has two.
It's special.
That's what it has, two independent gears, sort of landing gears, which is the jacks, and the switches that you would use are on the inside. So you can either extend it up in height or lower it down from here, from both switches. Also, inside here, you have the water connection for the bathroom, so we can turn it off from inside this hatch. Okay, inside this hatch. And then of course we also, on this trailer, and I believe it's on both sides of this trailer, there is an exterior shower, and this is an option. So it's nice to have hot and cold water on the outside of the trailer, whether it's for washing off things or people, or even cooking. More so on the other side for cooking. But we just showed this is where it would go on this side if somebody wanted it. Of course it closes and puts away. Also, this is our cable TV. So you would screw on the coax if you're at the campsite, and you'd screw it on there. That's that one, Samuel.
Very good.
Okay.
So as we walk around, we do get the question often what kind of hitches we recommend. One that's quite popular is the Anderson hitch, and we have an example down here. It's a very light hitch, works well with our unit. If you're tuning in a little later, just a reminder, we have a towing guide which is now online for the fifth wheel, which will help you understand the requirements for your truck and how that handles. Okay, there's our...
It's the pin box. A lot of questions, a lot of times we get a lot of questions from people about the pin box. Now the pin box obviously is the attachment that's on here, the actual pin. If you're using the Anderson, you'll see the Anderson has a ball on it, like that. Okay, it's got a ball on the top, and this has this pin down here. So when you buy your Anderson hitch, you'll also need to buy the Anderson adapter. And what the adapter does is it fits on here, and then allows you to use the ball to connect to it. Now a lot of people also ask us about the pin box. This trailer or frame chassis that we have on the fifth wheel is designed with this pin box in mind. So We do not change this pin box. This is exactly what it comes with. We do not change it because the frame and all the structure is validated with this pin box. If we change the pin box, it could change everything, and then you could have frame failures, and we don't want that. So it stays with this. You change this out, it voids the warranty.
Okay, underneath we've got an external storage right here. And then there are your 2 propane tanks, 20 pounds each, with a little light on top right there.
Yeah. Of course, being an options provider, and you know, we often have people who, for the majority of the time, people want us to provide the trailer with filled tanks, especially if they're coming here to collect. But nowadays, because of COVID and the deliveries that we're doing, we have to ship them empty anyway. So for the most part, they ship it. So it's an option. Filled tanks are an option on there. We can fill them for you, or you can go and have them filled yourself.
Very good. So on this side is your quick connect for propane that will allow you to do some barbecuing outside, and it's connecting directly to the propane tanks that you saw up front. So it's a nice and neat way of cooking and still being outside. The other shower that Carl mentioned is right here. So this one, if you do some cooking outside, you have the awning, and you can use this one to do the dishes or so. Have a little table here. Works quite well. Okay.
Tandem Axles, obviously, so 2 axles, and they run on a number 10 Dexter 3,500 pound torsion bar axle. That's what we have running underneath. Oh, and of course an option that people have, and often taken quite a bit on fifth wheels, is a high lift option. And what the high lift option does is we basically, there's an insert that goes in between the axle and the frame of the trailer. So we lift the whole body up by, you know, just over 2.5 inches in height, so that can give you a little bit more clearance.
And Harrison, if you give us a view from a little further back, one aspect I like about the fifth wheel is that it gives you a lot of room inside, and yet you're fairly small on the road, so you're agile, and that's just because some of this unit is over your truck and you save that extra space. So it's a great unit for towing for sure. Okay, let's go inside. Got a little fly screen door right here. Unlocks right in, and this has the double steps, especially if you go for a high lift. That will be very convenient for you. Handle. So just to give you an idea of the height that you have in this unit, this one here is about the lowest point that I can stand in the unit before going over to the dinette, and then towards the bathroom it just gets even higher. And you see that when you look at Carl, he's 6'3.5", and has got a lot of space still over there.
You need to do yoga in here.
Maybe we'll start with the bed. I'll quickly go over there. My shoes off. So one aspect is when you sit here, there's a lot of rooms. I had a customer who was a little concerned about that space maybe being claustrophobic, but at just short of 6 feet I'm straight up here, and I still have all of that just sitting right here. Space wise, you have on both sides of the bed an area that you can put cushions or books, and then there is the bed is a full queen size bed, so it's nice and long, and it has a lot of storage on all sides, so deep storage. We'll try to make space wherever we can and use it. And even in the back we have a little holders for glasses or mobile phones or so. See connections right there, 120 volt USB and the normal 12 volt. Okay, maybe we'll speak a little bit about the storage in this unit. The largest one would be right here. Just pull this out to give you a bit of a perspective with a nice hanger, and it goes even further down. More storage up here. So deep storage. And on opposite of us, this one is our standard configuration, but we can also put in a full-size cabinet. Now, personally, I like this a little bit because it acts as an extension to your kitchen. So once you're done your salad, you can just place it over here, keep cooking. But if you prefer the extra storage, we'll have that cabinet that we can put right there. A bit more here, and maybe Carl, you can open that one there.
Yes, sure. And the hidden gems.
The hidden gems are right there. Yeah. So there's a nice deep storage.
And another one.
And you notice the hose in there, if you don't mind lifting that hose there is for your propane connect.
Yes. And the speed bar for doing the stabilizers is in there as well.
Okay. Bathroom. Exceptionally tall bathroom in here. So I can still shower myself like this. If you're a little taller, you may want to sit down here, shower like that. So it's a wet bath with your shower, sink. That's the window we saw from the outside. And on top we also have a little vent.
And functionality or operation of these different things. So some points to note in this trailer. So this is your drain, and this drain screws out. And so for traveling, we would like to make sure this is closed and tight. That's the first part. And then the second part, obviously, we'll have our water taps turned off. In this trailer, up is open, so we can turn on the fan. We would turn the fan off if we're packing up for transport, and we can pull this down, and that will close the vent in this unit. So a very simple operation in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And obviously the option, there's a hand flush or a foot flush toilet. The difference being, obviously this one is a foot flush, and I believe, I can't remember which trailer we were in that we showed the hand flush toilet. So this is a foot flush option, the foot flush is there, and the hand flush is at the back, so you pull from the back to make the flush. And some people prefer the foot versus the hand. It's an option that we provide.
Okay, looking at the ceiling, we have a max fan. Again, you see the height of this unit. You can both draw in air or pull it out. Both ways work. A very nice unit. If you do a little bit of dry camping, it will run off your battery, so you don't have to be connected to 120 volt to cool down the unit with this option.
And in terms of its operation, shall I have a go?
Yeah, sure.
You
go
want
ahead.
to have a go, or do you want to have a go? Do you want to have a go on this one?
So we basically can operate it over here, and you see the little pluses. This will allow you to increase the speed to cool the unit faster down, or if you are sleeping and you want a little bit of white noise, you just turn it down a little bit like that.
Yeah.
And then you can turn it around. Now you may notice up there it's got a rain cover, so you can operate this rain or shine.
Right. Yeah. And you can drive the unit with that cover up or down. It doesn't matter. You can keep it up when you're driving. The cover is operated from this knob here, so we'll close it and open it, and then if we want to set it in one position, we push up, and that will lock it in one position. And then you're dead right. There's a reverse button here, so if I push that, it can be going full speed. I push it slows everything down itself, and then it restarts. And now we're pulling air in, which is nice. Okay, and then the last feature on here is we can hold this to set to 78 Fahrenheit, and it will automatically then run and maintain based on 78 Fahrenheit here. Okay, good. So that's that unit. Maybe I'll do a quick on the lighting while I'm here. So the lighting in every escape is kind of run the same way. Down the center you have these double pole lights, and the lights operate individually from the light unit itself. So I can turn this one off, or I can move it onto single, off, and back onto double. Then, so on the lights on the center, there's always a switch down here on the entry, the door entry. So from this switch we can turn the central lights on or off. On or off. That's the inboard light switch, and the outboard light switch actually works the porch light on the outside. So that will turn as porch light on and off on the outside. So inboard works the central lights down the trailer, and all the lights then on the sides, so underneath here or back into the dinette, they're manually operated. Okay, so where you have a double pole, you can have one LED versus the other, and then sometimes, depending on where you are, there'll be single pole lights, so they only have one LED on. Anyway.
Okay, a bit more about storage. So here, to give you an idea of the depth of it, if I put my arm in there, very deep storage, which could also be used for the microwave. I will go right in here. There's more storage up there. And you see and there's a little bit more underneath the furnace and the fridge. And then on the fridge, this one has the 6 cubic foot. So basically a nice feature, your freezer is separated from your fridge. And it's a very good sized freezer if you like to go for a little longer, or if you like to go dry camping and don't want to go back to the city to refill. That will give you plenty of options to fill up on food. And it is also a 3-way fridge. So you can run it on propane, DC and AC. Gives you so many options. Okay, and we'll swing over to the kitchen, starting with the top. There's a bit more storage. Again, it's a full pass-through storage, and you see here in the back, same material that we use in this unit. The vinyl, nice and easy to clean. Just wipe it down with a wet cloth. Our standard 2-burner, and that operates on propane only. And we can also put in a 3-burner with oven, and then again the oven will work on propane.
Your vent fan, range hood.
Yeah.
Pretty simple operation, on and off.
And this is the new type that we are using.
That's right.
Nice
All
and
new
sleek.
customers will get that with this one. While we're here, we also have this is made especially for escape. We also have our monitor panel, and on our monitor panel there are lights on the top, and these lights indicate empty to full. And then you have your battery, so you can see the level of your battery, our fresh water, our black water, which is empty, and our grey water, which is also empty. Then you have your water heater controls and your water pump. So the water heater we can turn on and leave on. That will just maintain temperature within the tank. And the water pump, we suggest you use the water pump as a kind of an on-demand system. So when you need water pressure, whether it's in the shower or in the kitchen, you turn that pump on and then turn it off when you no longer need it. And the reason being, it'll cycle itself over time. So in the middle of the night, the pump will continue to cycle itself every period of time. So that's kind of the monitor panel. And maybe we'll do a quick couple of seconds on the fridge, the fridge operation. It's just quite simple once you know what you're doing, once it's explained to you. So, two things. When we look at the fridge has three modes in this fridge. So it's a 3-way fridge. So it has AC and gas. They're the ones we always want to talk about, is only AC and gas. Obviously, when you're plugged into power at the campsite, it will run on AC. Then we have gas as well, which is your propane, and you can drive this unit running on propane. It really all depends what state you're in. Some states will allow you, some states will not. DC is the one you would have to manually push this AC DC button to go into DC, and we recommend that you stay away from that, because DC is pulling directly from the batteries, and this fridge will pull your batteries down in next to no time. And worst case, if you're connected to your vehicle and you stop somewhere and you have your fridge turned on, it'll pull down your vehicle's battery as well. So we say AC and gas, just put it on auto, leave it on auto. In terms of temperature, you just want to set it on 3. It's not going to cool any faster by putting it on 5. That's just how cold it gets. So we turn it on to 3, and then we leave it there, and then you can decide if that's cold enough based on the location you're in. And of course, all the instructions are here. Okay.
With the fridge, maybe a recommendation, if you know you're going camping tomorrow and you have an opportunity to put your trailer on power, we'll provide you a little 15 amp adapter. Plug it in, have it on overnight, keep the fridge on so it gets a chance to cool down, charge your batteries, and you're ready to go the next morning. Air conditioning. So with the air conditioning, when we build a unit for you, and we have 2 choices. We could either have the air conditioning in from the very beginning, or you can add it later. Adding it later would mean your dial is on the air conditioning unit itself, but if we build it from the very start, then your thermostat will both operate the air conditioning and the furnace, and I'll show you where that is.
Sorry, sit up.
There you go.
Did you hear Samuel?
Harrison will do the. So I think Harrison
Yeah.
can probably talk us through the function and operation of the thing, and that it's a capacitive.
It's pretty easy. It's just a capacitive touch, so you don't really need to press in. It'll kind of, if you just lightly touch it, it will recognize your keystrokes, and you can just go through. So you have your furnace or your AC on, or you turn it off, or you can run the fan. It's pretty easy. You just don't want to press it really hard. There's a piece of foam back here, and if you compress it too much, this won't operate properly. It's pretty simple. Pretty easy.
Very good. So key point there is, like Samuel mentioned, if you have AC installed at the time of build, you get the digital thermostat. But there is an option for people. You don't have to put AC in at the time of build. You can put AC in after the build, aftermarket, or whatever time you want. The only difference is if you do put it in aftermarket, you get an analog controller, and that analog controller only controls the furnace. So your air conditioning will be controlled manually from up here, from the controls that are in place here. So that's the difference between the two. Okay.
Very good. Coming back to the topic of dry camping and what will run on my batteries and what won't run. There's an option of putting in an inverter. The inverter will bring your 12 volt power up to 120 volt power, and you can run a coffee machine or a toaster, a hair blow dryer, things like that on the inverter. However, the air conditioning and I believe the microwave as well, we would say those two, they won't work on it. So keep that in mind. If you do go dry camping and there's no power, then there won't be any air conditioning for you unless you bring a generator along.
Correct. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
It's good. That's
Okay,
right.
good.
Yeah.
Quick look in the kitchen. So we have the sink here, the little sieve. You can use just normal detergent. You don't have to worry about special detergent here. This is a residential style, so you can pull this out, and you can also move this out of the way when you're working with pots and pans. This will extend your surface, and you can also use this nice board as an additional surface. Some plugins right here, and you will find that we can add the 120 volt and the 12 volt and USB in various locations within the unit. Did you want to say anything about winterization?
No, it's more of a a heavier maintenance. Well, it's further down the road.
Yeah.
So lots and lots of storage in this unit. Again, lots of those things in the cupboards, and this material that we use in here is the same material you see here, or on the back of the bathroom door, and it's really a kind of a waterproof. It's really kind of a waterproof laminate material that sits there in your drawers, and then of course keeping things lightweight with this construction. Of course, in every escape, and this being a maple escape, so this is maple wood in this unit. All our doors are pure maple hardwood, and then in this particular unit we have the perspex, plastic sort of inserts in there. And then people do get creative. You get people putting LED lights in behind, so then they have, you know, a bit of a hue, like a blue or red or whatever color they want, a hue coming through their cabinets, which is quite tasty. It can be quite nice. Lovely. So lots and lots of space in here, Samuel. It's a good unit.
And flooring wise, this is very, very easy to clean. If you spill some water here, no problem. You can just wipe it up.
Yeah,
very enduring.
All our floors are they're all vinyl.
Yeah.
Vinyl floors. And a key point to remember with Escape is customization and personalization. So we've been talking a lot about customization as we've gone around the unit. You can have air conditioning or not have air conditioning. It's all the options that we have. But one of the most important points for people is the personalization. No other RV manufacturer does what we do, and we offer you 7 different types of flooring, fabric, and formica, and you can mix and match from any of those 7 types. And if one of those 7 types if it doesn't talk to you, if it isn't what you really want, maybe you've had a camper, or you sort of imagine your RV set up a certain way, totally fine. You know, find some fabric, find formica, find vinyl that works for you, and you know, we'll get it to us and we'll install with that for you. So we can completely personalize the trailer exactly what you want. Yeah.
The last one I saw had a checkered flooring and deep blue cushions. That was very interesting.
Yeah, you see you see some beautiful units put together, some beautiful colors and combinations that on, you know, at face value you look at it and you go, oh, I don't know if that's going to work, and then you see it and you go, oh man, this is beautiful. Really beautiful. Hey, people do a very nice job with configuring and personalizing their trailer. Jump into the back a little bit.
Yeah.
So this this table is on a slider, so we can see Samuel's fit in there quite nicely. This is a U-shaped dinette in this fifth wheel, and the U-shaped dinette is an option in the fifth wheel and all units except the 21NE. In the 21NE, which is our latest layout in the 21 size, it has a U-shaped dinette as standard, and the reason for that is that it has a very large dinette, so it kind of fits really well as making it a U-shaped dinette straight from the get-go. But you can also, that's one where your person can reverse and turn it into a bench seat situation, and then you get a very large table. Tables all come with sliders on them when they're on these 2 poles, and this is our standard arrangement, is these 2 lightweight poles here to hold the table. A lot of people do take an option, which is a Springfield pedestal, and the Springfield is a marine style gas operated pedestal column that sits in the middle that you can push up and down.
Yes.
So it's a single column with maybe a little bit more space around the legs for people. So that's something that's an option that a person can purchase, and we will install. Looking inside here, we get to see underneath all of these benches is storage, but there are some items in there. So Samuel will point some things out to us.
So you saw the outside shower. This is what connects right in there. It's like a little spray port.
Yeah.
And then we have room for a detachable power cord. And over here we see the inverter. So this is the little box that basically will transfer your power back to your 120 volt, and you have 2 choices. Either you do the inverter that just connects to one outlet, or you can have the other inverter which has a transfer switch, and then all except the one for the microwave, they will all operate on the 120 volt, and that just gives you a little more convenience. So you don't have to always go through that one outlet. You can choose any outlets. Yeah.
Of course, people. So on the solar side, so obviously the solar panels on the roof of this trailer. So I go through a long detailed explanation when we talk about the level 1 orientations that we've done, so you can find some of those online, and I talk about solar and solar panels and the inverters and how it all sort of combines and connects together. Really, your solar panels do one thing only: they charge your batteries. That's all they do. They do not power the microwave, they don't power anything else inside the trailer. They only charge your batteries. So it goes from the solar panels through a solar controller, and that solar controller then puts charge into your batteries. If you want to get power from your batteries to the 110 sockets in your trailer, then you need the inverter. That's when the inverter comes in. So it'll convert the direct current from the batteries, DC power, and run it through the inverter, and then convert that to AC power so you can have it in your trailer. But you still only have the power that's in the batteries. So you ought to get the 2 6-volt batteries when you get the solar, so you can have 225 amp hours. And then whatever amps you're running, you divide it into the battery and work it out that way. So people who do boondocking but still want to have 110 volts power will pretty much always get the inverter. It's a good investment anyway. In this trailer, we see that's the inverter, and the battery box is over there. See that white box? That's the battery box, and then of course Samuel is sitting on more and more storage underneath this area, including things like the water pump, and the tank heater is sitting over on this side as well. This table, of course, can be demounted from here, and then it will sit on top of these rails. So this table comes off quite easily. We'll sit on top of these rails, and then turns this whole area into a bed.
So we looked at the windows. So one thing which is really, really beautiful about this fifth wheel is you have the rear dinette, and often you just back up into an area and you have that view outside. So rear dinette is lovely, and then you have the choice of which window you want to have open. Just by turning that, they all have the little bug screens like right here. Thank you, Harrison. And of course, you can use this area to stretch out your legs, read a book. We can put in reading lights here, is that right? On this side, I believe?
Yep. Captain's lights in
So
there.
you have a little captain's lights. One is still asleep, the other one is having a coffee. Rests here, which is beautiful. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree. Very nice, very nice.
Over there, very important, an emergency exit. Quickly come over here. This window here is both. It's an emergency exit, but it's also a really large opening window. Loads of airflow coming right through there. Okay.
How are we doing? 10 past 4. 10 minutes past 4. I think we've been through mostly everything. I mean, I'm not going to go through the electrical system in detail. I've done that maybe 6 or 7 times on the level 1 orientation. So I think if someone's very interested in how these controls and dials work, they should probably just go there and have a look at that. That one. Otherwise, I'll just end up talking all day about these particular items. But I think that pretty much wraps it up for the fifth wheel. Beautiful unit, lots of headroom, lots of volume and space, a great north-south sleeping arrangement in it. A little bit of separation, so a lot of people will put some curtain rail and curtains up across this area. There are lots of people on the forum, so the Escape Trailer forum that's up on the web. You'll get lots of people with lots of ideas of other things to do in these areas. So I know everybody seems to get their trailer and then they embark on putting their own imprint on it, and they modify it, and they'll put heaters and lights and different attachments and things into them. So, the real thing is make it your own. You decide what you want to do, and we'll option it up as much as possible on our end, and then I think you continue your journey from there on with the modifications and improvements that you want to make. in this trailer. Okay, so is there anything else we need to do here? Is anything else coming through? Is there, maybe we'll ask it out to people who are online here. Is there anything else you want us to show you in this trailer, on the outside of this trailer? If so, we'll go and do that now. Otherwise, we'll give it 20 seconds to catch up. But then otherwise, we'll take a seat, and then I don't have my laptop with me, but I think we can probably just look at the questions that come through online here and answer them. But I know with Linda and Dustin both on, there's probably not going to be anything for us to answer.
Sit down, I guess. Or...
Yeah, we'll take a seat.
So yeah, we'll open it up for questions if anyone's got any.
Yep, any questions we'll certainly answer them now, or we'll look at some more things, more details if people want to see things.
Yeah, maybe a little reminder if you are interested in the one-on-one. The way to find it is really easy. Just get to our webpage, get started, and there's a little calendar. Actually, it's my calendar where you can just book an appointment in. Tell me if you want Zoom or WhatsApp or Signal, how to connect, and then we'll meet again in here or in any of the other units.
I think that's it.
That's it. Wonderful. Well, I guess it's
thank you.
Thank you. So goodbye from Samuel.
Yes, goodbye, and hope to meet you.
Goodbye from me, Carl. This is Escape Trailer. We're built just for you. Thank you.